Okay, that actually seems kind of important. 10% hit precision and ability to decipher ancient languages. That's an actual upgrade that affects what he can do as a party member and make him useful in other ways. But it's hidden slightly down the sage tree, so I'm gonna have to buy Watcher's Judgment, which is a melee skill? Yeah, on weapon hit. No? Does it say range? It doesn't say anything about a range, I don't think. I don't know, I don't see anything about range, technically. Maybe it just applies to any weapon? Valid weapons, thrown weapons. Oh, maybe you can work as a throw then. Paralyze a target for 10 seconds. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing to add to his skills. So that'll work for now. What do I want to add to here? I'm really bad at stats, and most RPGs that aren't Dark Souls, honestly. And that's only because that's because in sheer repetition of playing Dark Souls games a lot, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing with these things. But every RPG, otherwise, I'm normally playing for the first time, so I'm like, I don't know, that helps me with some of the stuff. Let me go with that one. Fuck. I can't actually. You need 2 points to upgrade wits to 20. Maybe more cost-effective to stay away from that for now then. What if I went to cooldowns, for example? 3%'s not impressive, but it's not terrible. Let's see. Vitality affects his control life skill. That's not a terrible idea. How much is it affected by? Is it the 0.5 or the 1.5? It's vitality and wits. So that'll actually help his control life a fair bit. And it helps with his survivability. And it makes him no longer have a negative score multiplier on his vitality, which isn't a terrible idea. Alright, let's go back to doing a murder. Whoa, hitting quick save made the game like stop moving for a bit there. This town's really having a bad time. Just every time we do anything, it seems like it's just about to implode again. Oops, I did not mean to toggle stealth. There we go. For a second there, I turned off stealth. Let's see. Are they all bruisers? They're probably not particularly tough. They tend not to be. Alright, reveal yourself, heathen! Here comes the fight. There we go. This will help get their attention. And now I can go ahead and unstealth these characters. And now a mess happens. Hey, I can hear her singing now. That didn't happen before. Holy crap, he's dead. That went bad really fast. Did somebody crit him or something? But hey, we can hear her singing now. That didn't happen last time. I couldn't hear her. I wonder. 33 and 34 crushing and slashing damage. Whoa. That might have been a bit of ill luck. Or maybe these characters are especially bad at damaging characters that are armored. Or especially equipped for that kind of stuff. Let's do what we can to rectify the problem here. If we can. Can she even reach him? Just spam those heals real quick to stop this from going bad. Ooh! I think he had 1 hit point for a second there. That was concerning. Oh wow, I got hit by... yeah, he's getting hit even more. Wow. We might have to actually camp or something. How are they doing at least? Near death. Injured, near death. Worse things have happened, sure. Let's see, this one's an AoE. How about similar? 5 to 8 shock. Yeah, the frost seems like it'd do more damage in this case, by a margin. Let's give that a go. Just trying to wear down our enemies that are lasting, that are doing pretty well right now. This will do bonus damage. This will work against the guy that's engaged, hopefully. Let's see. Lantry activates Quicken. Quicken was supposed to heal the party, wasn't it? Has it not gone off yet? Let's see. Okay, well there's at least fewer enemies now. Barely injured, near death. Okay, so everyone definitely target that character in particular. I was about to tell Lantry to go heal Barrack, but he's already starting that. There we go, that turned around. Whew, that was spooky. How are you doing right now? Probably not very well. How many wounds is that now? 3 wounds, losing 60 health. You could probably use some health. Check out Eldan. Broken helmet. Get care to that. So the objective just changed to just say check out somebody instead of... It's most likely safe inside his house in Lithion's Crossing, but it would still be a good idea to check on him. Is he safe? Seems like there's some enemies right there in plain sight. Is Eldian back here? Wait, all the houses don't have labels the way they did earlier. Crap. Which one was Eldian's house? Ah! Oh wait, no, that's Eldian's house. Okay. Let's run back then. There's still clearly some enemies left, but we'll go deal with this. See if he's still alive and maybe rest. Before things get worse for us. In we go. Oh. Radaman makes a mocking bow to you. Thank you, Fatebinder. You provided a better distraction than I could have hoped. It was all I needed to retrieve what I came for. Now, I have work to do. I'm gonna throw a rock at him. Before Radaman can move, you scoop a rock from the ground and throw it at him. He tries to duck, but isn't fast enough, and the stone hits him right in the temple. He rocks back momentarily, a large gash appearing on his head. Radaman opens his mouth to speak, thinks better of it, and runs away to the south. Haha, you're taunting somebody that specializes in throwing weapons. Oh, he's wearing the helmet. He's clearly wearing it. Well, that's not good. Why is check on Eldian done? I should probably still check on him, right? Oh, the door's open. Does that mean I can't go inside? Because it's not... That's probably a problem. Alright, you son of a bitch. So he's running down here. Where are you? Oh, that's a lot of bodies. That is a number of bodies. Hi! Number of bodies. Number of bodies. Okay. Raider, Bruiser. Raider, Bruiser. Probably more guys behind them. Maybe I should make an attempt to rest first. It's kind of a lore breaker in the weird way that you can rest in the middle of stuff. Let's see if I get away with it. Does it break the story? Now it's nighttime. Woo! Everyone's better. I guess they're probably still there, right?
Stay downwind of our enemies.
Haven't used any camping supplies for a while. Yep, they're still just standing there. Resting is such a bizarre mechanic in these games. Oh. Look who's here, but just a bit too late, aren't you? As if you waited 8 hours or something. Radaman laughs. He holds a rope, the end of which was binding Zidania's hands. Zidania stares at Radaman with an intense hatred. Now that I have the Magebane and the Forge-bound Master, nothing can stop me from unleashing the Bane on Lithion's Crossing. Zidania growls and takes a step towards Radaman, who jumps back and put his hands in front of him. You notice one of the eyes is black and his nose bleeding, in addition to a welt you caused on his temple with the rock. So he's taken a lot of hits. He's just not that good at this, is he? You motherless cur! Zidania spits at him. Her clothes are spattered in blood, and she works her hands, fighting against the bonds holding her. As soon as I free myself, and make no mistake, I will free myself, your blood will join your underlings on my armor. It will take more than a hammer to my head to take me down, coward, using your men as a distraction. You know you are no match for me. He doesn't seem like he's much of a match for most people, honestly. Radaman takes another step away from Zidania before continuing. With the Bane free, I will drive out the invaders that think this is their home, and prove that the Bronze Brotherhood are the only ones strong enough to protect Lithion's Crossing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a town to endanger, so I can save it. Oh, yeah. Sounds completely sane now. Definitely nothing self-contradictory about that crazy-ass statement. I don't suppose I can stealth you guys. No, didn't think so. It's one of those ones where you're forced to fight in plain sight. So we have 4 of these guys. Hurl the helpless? Who is he throwing, that guy? He's queuing up a skill called Hurl the Helpless. I assume that means he's gonna grab this guy and throw him, because that's apparently their combo move. That's odd. That's a weird move. Alright, well, you better get in there right away. I'm a tank. Rawr! Look at me. Nice. Holy crap. Wow. That was False Pit. That was a great use of False Pit. Lancer just cast it better than I ever have. He just perfectly hit every single one of them at once. You know what? This is probably time for a special move. Just get right up in there and Iron Storm. You guys are gonna like this. I guarantee it. Alright. Throw in an AoE again. A few of these. Let's do... Should I do a Quicken or something? Because he doesn't really have offensive spells intentionally. I may want to Spectral Blur the tank to keep him going because he's getting hit by so many guys at once right now. Enjoy the lightning! That was ice, not lightning. I was horribly wrong. Alright, he's having a tough time. At least he's blurred now. It's a start. May need to spam a few recovery abilities on him real quick. The Iron Storm never happened, did it? Did it get interrupted? I mean, at this point, it's a little late. Let's go for our bleed attack. Which one of you is closer to death? That guy? Alright, so we'll have you use our engagement skill against this guy. Did he just lose engagement? Oh, there they go. That wasn't too bad. He got himself a new wound or two again. One. But, yeah, they go down quick. These guys are squishy. Ah, of course he ran away again. That's what he does, right? No wonder his men respect him so much, and people are planning a coup. I can't imagine why.
I can't.
It's almost as if he's a total scumlord. Where'd he go? Like, where did he actually escape to? He just, like, there's no more area you can go through here. Ask Eldian where Redaman may be taking Sedin. Alright, so he escaped, and that's it. We can't do much about that. So we'll head up to Redaman. Should I... The two enemies that were apparently over there seem to have disappeared. Or they've just gone from my map. I'm not really entirely sure. So now we can go in here. In we go. What are we going to do about the Magebane helm? I hope Eldian has a plan to get the helm back. If we don't get the helm back, who's going to protect us from the Bane? Fatebinder, come in. I was just told the news that the Magebane helm has disappeared. This is terrible. What happened just now? I heard fighting out there. Are there more of them? Redaman stole the Magebane helm and captured Zedenya. I was just beginning to believe we were finally safe. But a celebration planned before its time will no doubt become a wake. Eldian shakes his head. My friends, please, go back to your homes for now. The Fatebinder has taken care of the invaders. This can't be happening. I just can't. Heckind mutters the words quietly as he moves toward the door. Fatebinder, come speak to me before you leave Lethian's Crossing. I have some, let's say, special supplies you will be interested in seeing. I hate to add a request upon request, Fatebinder, but I would ask one more thing of you. The recent attack was horrific, and there are a lot of folks that are in a bit of trouble now. Lahora lost some of her men in the attack. She was stretched thin before it all, so I'm sure she's going to need all the help she can get. Some townsmen have also gone missing. I've no doubt your assistance could be useful to all of them. So if it wouldn't be too much trouble, please ask the townsfolk if they need your help. He makes a formal bow. I know we have no right to ask this of you, but I know you can help where no one else can. Is it just me, or does anyone else think that it was a bad idea for them to place a powerful artifact where anyone could get to it? Wards or not, that seems strangely short-sighted. I was thinking the same thing. Did they expect that it wouldn't get stolen? Whatever they're on, I want some of it. I realize it's a small town and all, but really, what did they expect? I know we're asking a lot, Fatebinder. If there's anything I can do to help you, just ask. We can ask about the recent attack. It's horrible. It's all just horrible. He shakes his head. What's on your mind, Fatebinder? Any idea where Redeman may have taken Zedenya? The Brotherhood doesn't like to stay in one place for too long, so I can't easily point you to one location, I'm afraid. Haven's full of thick, forested caravan routes and river crossings. They like to make themselves at home at places like that for days at a time, and then, just when word reaches travelers of their whereabouts, they pick up and move on, crafty fellows. I doubt Redeman would continue that routine with Zedenya and Magebane in tow, though. Rumor has it that he sometimes moves through the old walls, which, on account of being absolutely daft, probably means that it's true. He shrugs. This is all a long-winded way for me to say that I'm in the dark here. Sorry, Fatebinder. How dangerous are things now without Magebane? Truth be told, Fatebinder, I'm much more concerned about the helmet than the Brotherhood on a rampage. It's true we survived here a long time without magical protection, but the situation can change as soon as you blink. He points to a dark, scarred patch of skin on his neck. I got this many years ago. Thankfully, bane attacks were few and far between then. He pulls back his sleeve and reveals some tightly wound bandages on his forearm and bicep. These I got on separate attacks within the last 2 months. Something is driving the Bane out of those old walls. Why do you think Zedenya was ordered to come here and deliver that fancy helmet? Why do you think Redeman took Zedenya captive? Interesting question. Eldian scratches his beard, squinting his eyes in thought. Truth be told, the Forgebound and the Bronze Brotherhood never really got along. The Ironworkers think of themselves as artisans, and see Forgebound soldiers as dim-witted thugs that aren't worthy of their fancy swords. The Brotherhood, for their part, see the Forgebound as docile servants of the Overlord, happy to trade their dignity for regular meals and a stream-filled prison they call the Forge. I don't know if Redeman aimed to take Zedenya, quite frankly. She's just as likely to cave his head in with a hammer on any given day. He chuckles at the thought. Whether he planned it or not, giving the Forgebound their comeuppance is probably something he's wanted for years. It seems that not all the Brotherhood agree with Redeman. I've heard rumblings about that. Word is their leader is a paranoid sort. He sees conspiracy and betrayal at every turn. I've seen a few of his lieutenants come and go. Pretty sure not all falling in battle. Tell me, if that's the sort of man you're following, how long do you think it'll be before someone else tries to stake a claim? I've known some Brotherhood men and women in my time. I've never called them wholesome, but not all of them are asswipes. This move by Redeman is going to rub some of his folks the wrong way. We've already discussed how the settlers are faring, and I think I already know why they attacked, so nope. I think that's all we needed. So, Bronze wants me to talk to him. Oh, we can also rob Eldian's house. Yay! I'm taking all your food. Why do you have camping supplies in your bed? That's a weird place to keep camping supplies, unless I'm stealing your bed. Like, maybe I'm just stealing everything off of his bed, which is alarming. Alright, back out. Oh, this person needs some help. Dea. Fatebinder, Dea cries out to you. I need your help, it's terrible. Her voice breaks, and she wipes her hand across her eyes. My wife is dead. She puts her face in her hands and sobs. Poor Phaedra. She pulls her hands away, a fierce passion in her eyes. She was slain by the Bronze Brotherhood. This cannot be allowed to stand. I demand a Fatebinder's justice. I can find her killer, but how do you know it was the Brotherhood? The necklace. Her hand moves to her neck, tracing bare skin. She was wearing the necklace I gave her when he... She bursts into tears. It was a younger man. Her words tremble with her sobs. Sandro. She whispers the name in a lowered tone. He struck her dead and took the necklace. I was paralyzed. I froze and I just watched. Her eyes welled up with, as more tears overtake her. Bearing false witness can lead to even more murder. Are you sure it was Sandro and not some other Brotherhood mercenary? Of course I'm sure. I'd recognize Sandro anywhere. The angry tone in her voice rises. He and Phaedra were friends once. They had a falling out years ago over some trivial matter. He must still be angry about it. I think he took the necklace as a token. You know how these mercenary thugs are. I'll be back after I find Sandro. Kill Sandro and please, bring back the necklace. The thought of those thugs pawning it. She rests her head in her hands and sobs. I've heard people say it's too dangerous to go there right now because of the Bane, but you can't let him get away with this. The Brotherhood's hideout is somewhere in Twin Rivers. Kill him, and give me some peace. A mission for vengeance, a widow's revenge. Gotta be careful about this stuff. I was on my way up to the, I'm worried I may have missed something because I was on my way up to the star on the map because there's a, the forge has a marking on it. But I barely noticed her. I may want to do a full lap around this place just to be absolutely sure I'm not missing weird little details. Are you the one I want to talk to here? Welcome, friend, the merchant cries out to you, belt jingling with rings. Oh, not much going on here. He doesn't even react to what's going on around him. Sure. Do I have nonsense to sell? Yeah, I do. There we go. That'll give me another 8 bronze to start. Let's head inside. So what's going on in here? Oh right, the second in command. How convenient that we discussed the second in command before, right before the person gets taken away. Is there something you want? Is there a problem? Nothing concerns the High Court of Tunon. We're not reacting to the fact that the Forge Master was taken? Was that the wrong person? Zedenia is a capable warrior, is as capable a warrior as she is a smith. I can only imagine her restraint with Redeman is for the sake of the Magebane and the people of Lethian's Crossing. How may I be of assistance? Eldian mentioned you might need some help. Yes, actually, that goat fucker Redeman really made a mess of this settlement. Not only did he capture the head of our order, but he also killed several of my forged hands. He smashes her fist into a nearby table, launching several metalworking tools into the air. As much as I'd love to personally track down the bastard, I'm duty-bound to stay and fulfill our commitments to the armies. I was going to send some of my own to tackle a few problems, but now we've barely had enough hands to keep these fires stoked. If you got the time, I could really use your help with a missing shipment. How will you supply the armies with fewer forge-bound present? Not easily, I can assure you. Were you to double our ranks, the task would be, still be monumental. We cannot easily expand guild membership. Our art is a painstaking craft, and few have the aptitude for it. We are sadly chronically short of apprentices. If these warriors are so incredibly, these forge masters are so incredibly important to the entire Kairos order and their war effort, really feels like they should have more guards. You could argue that disfavored were kind of the guards, but they were in a state of disrepute to the point where we should be questioning their loyalties. So they should have sent some other force, something, even at least an Archon or something, to help to defend them. Instead, things went to crap. Those that do join still face many risks. Our process is demanding, to say the least. To achieve perfection, we bind our physical selves to hammer and flame, but doing so invites harm to the undisciplined. Many an overzealous apprentice has attempted to impress me, striking the hot metal until their very heart burst. Lohara is unmoved by the recollection, her mouth a taut line. In truth, the reckless ones will never make it. Better to find out sooner rather than later. But their scarcity does make them important. Even the apprentices that shame you with their foolishness. She sighs, reluctant to continue. Fatebinder, I have a favor to ask you, if I may. You may. One of my younger charges, Garrick, strayed too far from the forge. I know a man of his age is beset with wanderlust, but he should have realized we have to stay close to the forge for good reason. Garrick's out doing a Bronze Brotherhood raid, and he has not returned. I fear he may be dead, but I would welcome him, someone spying on the Bronze Brotherhood to see if they're holding him, and naturally rescue him if he's still alive. And if he's dead... Her gaze falls to the ground. If he's dead, bring me his tools so they can be returned to his master. Garrick mentioned that he heard of rare and exotic old wall materials falling into Brotherhood hands. I fear he may have been inspired to seek out a rumored entrance to the old walls along Haven's northeast border, in the Twin Rivers area. The Brotherhood supposedly operated there. If you hear of any such camp in the location, then you do well to start your search there. I'll keep an eye out for such a location. Thank you, Fatebinder. This is quite frankly beneath you, but I assure you that every apprentice will help us meet the Overlord's exacting demands on the forge. Tell me about the missing shipment. She raises an eyebrow. Our last iron delivery was light. The Bronze Brotherhood have been attacking forge-bound caravans for years, and even though the ore is useless to them, they attack our porters just to spite us. Her face takes a sour expression. I probably shouldn't mention this, but if you're going to be helping me, you deserve to know everything. There were some very important weapons being sent back to us hidden in that shipment. We need to repair them and get them back in the hands of the soldiers. My hunch is that killing our porters and taking their rations was enough. They'd have no cause to lug a bunch of rocks to back up their camp, and I don't think they knew the weapons were there. At least I hope they didn't. She scratches her jaw, thinking, our man meant to travel through the dense forest of Deserter's March. We don't know his precise route, as our porters often improvise on the road to avoid encounters with bandits. I know that isn't much to go on, I'm sorry. I'll keep such locations in mind. You have my thanks, Fatebinder. Good iron is crucial, and losing a shipment of weapons would be tragic. I must be going. So they lost an entire shipment of weapons, but they think that because the Bronze Brotherhood probably just wants to take their money or their food and so on, and use things that are useful to them, they probably left the mining supplies and the crafting supplies there that were stuff they probably couldn't use, and they probably don't know that hidden inside of all that is weapons they could have used. Well, if they were repaired. I guess they are all broken, too. Just been doing my lap around town. This guy probably needs help. Yep. Fatebinder over here, I would speak to you. Let's do a quick check on some of these, because I haven't looked through any of these at all for a while. Oh! Explanation of Siren's songs. When combat starts, Siren will begin singing one of her songs. Each of her songs is a series of stanzas that produce different effects. As one stanza ends, the effects will linger, overlapping with the effects of the next stanza. You can change Siren's current song by selecting her and choosing a new song from her song interface. Power. Ending Kyros's edict on Vendrian's Well filled you with a great deal of power. You undoubtedly prove useful as you travel through the tiers. You should investigate the origins of this power and find ways to acquire more. Hello. I have a power meter? A new bar in your character sheet displays the current level of power. Press C in your character sheet to view your current power. I have 400 power. What does that mean? It's just like an arbitrary number until it's attached to an actual meaning. Power. Stores allow you to trade stuff, blah. Weapon sets, you can switch them, blah. Abilities! All abilities and have cooldowns and quickness affects how quickly you can use them. Yeah. Some of this stuff's pretty... Oh, I'm running out of... Oh, cool, I'm running out of them now. Character recovery. All characters friend or foe must recover from every action they take. The discovery displayed... Yeah, it's the timer above their heads. If you issue an action and you want to cancel it, you can press X and the... Yeah. I think we're... You scored a crit! Crit's better... Let's see. They're more likely to occur when the attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that deal damage will do more damage on a crit. Attacks that inflict status effects will have increased duration on a crit. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage. That's straightforward. We're finally getting rid of these question marks that have been sort of waiting here, because I didn't want to go through all of them in one sitting before. Engagement! One of your characters has been engaged in melee. You get a disengagement attack if they escape. I think this is exactly what we already know, more or less. When the select character is engaged, your cursor will change into a red circle of 4 wedges. This indicates that moving this character will provoke disengagement. That's good to know. There's a reticle change. And it's indicated by little arrows that go under their feet. Yeah, that part's straightforward. Armor! So that's the flat damage reduction thing. I figured that one out by looking it out a while ago. There we go. All the question marks are gone at long last. Now whenever one pops up, I know it's relevant to the exact current scenario because the backlog's gone. Alright, Callian. Greetings, Fatebinder. I understand that you helped us out when the Brotherhood attacked. Now things have calmed down, I was wondering if you could help me. My sister, Kalia, disappeared when the Brotherhood showed up, and I haven't seen her since. She seems to have this idea that Lethian's Crossing would do better in the hands of Bronze Brotherhood. I've tried to persuade her otherwise, but she won't listen. Knowing her, she was probably looking for a way to join the Brotherhood as soon as they arrived. People are saying that they were headed toward the Deserters' March when they ran off. Will you look for her? I have no means of doing it myself. I'm not a fighter, and I have no skills in confrontation. Of course, I'll see what I can find out. She means the world to me, and I'm sick with worry. Be careful, though. I've heard the Brotherhood in that area have gotten rather rough with travelers recently. His expression falls again, but this time there's a distant shadow of hope. We'll see if I squander that hope by screwing up. I've noticed that there's a new mark over here. I think the merchant outside of the forge area suddenly became worth talking to after I did the forge, because there's suddenly a mark right here. Nope. Not unless he has something for sale that's really interesting that I'm not noticing somehow. Which does not appear to be the case. Except from a very expensive core of fire, which I should probably get. It's just money, though. It's expensive. Alright, Mr. Bronze. Fatebinder, thank you for coming. I'm sorry we couldn't speak under better circumstances. How can Bronze at your services? He bows. What can I do for you? You said you wanted to see me? Yes, you know. At first I was wondering if you were the one I was supposed to talk to, since you didn't mention anything to me last time when you spoke. You can never be too careful, especially when voices of Narad is involved. It's bad enough we weren't able to talk before, but now this is simply unacceptable. I've sent notice to Narad regarding the theft and kidnapping. While I wait a response, you should search for the Forge-bound Master. If we can recover her, Narad is bound to be more forgiving. Speaking as someone who has dealt with Narad for some time, I recommend you sort out this mess immediately. And after you do, you might want to think about an offering or two to appease the boss. Well, he's not my boss. You know, you know the kind he loves most. Fascinating personalities. I can guarantee you that he'll want to speak to this Radaman fellow. He pauses, scratching his chin in thought. Eldian, too, come to think of it. That old man's rather attuned to the comings and goings of this place. Better that he shares wisdom with the voices, right? If you're so worried about how Narad will respond, why did you tell him? Because if he ever found out that I withheld information from him, things could turn out even worse for me. Trust me, finding the Master before Narad even has time to get mad is the only way to handle this with the least amount of death. Where would I even look for the Forge-bound Master? Hakian shakes his head. I'm not sure. I've heard reports of the Brotherhood hiding inside the old walls, but I don't know. I don't think you should run headlong into what could be a large Brotherhood force. They've also recently been seen up in the vicinity of Deserters' March. It might be a good idea to check that out first to see if you can gather any information about the Brotherhood inside the old walls. Farewell. There we go. We now have a lot of reasons to go outside. And a lot of them involve killing things.